those of you that have been listening for some time know that this kind of like hidden gem, I'm going to call it a hidden gem because I don't think it really ever got any major push. I never saw it on the side of a bus, as I said at the time. The first series focused around who drew the dicks, and this was around a school where a person who was known for drawing dicks on the side of things.
Dylan was the character's name.
That's it, well done. And it was a unique series because it kind of was quite introspective in the sense that actually it showed you the fact that they were doing a documentary, but actually they also became like focus of the documentary themselves. These are the two stars, Peter and Sam, who returned for this second series, and they're the only ones that you get transferred over.
Yeah.
And right at the beginning, they even acknowledged the fact that the first series of American Vandal was on Netflix.
I like that.
Which was very clever. And they even tried to acknowledge the fact that they changed it from the original. In sort of, I don't even know if that's true.
Yeah, well, no, it's not true, is it?
It's not true, but it's part of the storyline. But it could be true. It's like
well, that's like all of this, really, isn't it?
Yeah, and it is very much set on like a making a murderer type thing. It takes a quite a very silly and stupid thing and makes it quite serious. And this year it focuses on the acts of the Turd Burglar, which is just a great phrase. Hands up, me and Matt have watched all episodes.
Yeah.
Now, if that gives you some idea to how much we like this, then I think you're on the right track.
There's only eight. There's only eight, and they're only about half an hour.
I think the last one might be 40 minutes, but they're only half an hour, and they are very, very good. I won't give away too much about the plot because I think it's great that you guys might get to watching this. But you've got a new kind of protagonist, Kevin McLean. He's a kind of like a outcast. He's known as the Fruit Ninja.
Hey, Fruit Ninja.
I think should be trending.
I mean, you say. I think we should sort of just go into the plot. Shall I just go into the plot a little bit? Because
I'll do a little bit.
Okay.
I don't have much to give away. But basically, they're sort of like looking for their next project, and they get contacted by Chloe Lyman about this Turd Burglar, about an incident called the Brownout. And basically, somebody spikes the lemonade at a school in Boston, quite a posh school, a Catholic posh school, and 90% of the students have diarrhea in one incident.
Anyone who has the lemonade, basically, which was everyone.
Yeah. Anybody who had the lemonade. And immediately they find themselves interested in this case because somebody has already confessed. The aforementioned Kevin McLean already confessed. But so there's similarities to sort of like Making a Murderer where they got Brendan.
Yeah, I mean,
confess.
The first series of American Vandal, it was all about proving that Dylan didn't do it. He was the suspect. He'd already been expelled. They looked at sort of the gaps in it and everything, and because he was known for drawing dicks. In this series, Chloe basically asked them to. The premise is that they've been asked to do a second series of American Vandal. All these people have come forward. The story that has attracted them the most is this one with Chloe saying, I used to be friends with Kevin. I don't think Kevin did it. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence. As well as the Brownout, there are two other incidents that have happened. The poop pinata and the cannons with the cat poo cannons, something like that.
And another kind of a character called DeMarcus Tillman. The school is a very big basketball school, and he is the star basketball player. And the sort of early, or certainly the early part of the series focuses around his privilege in being a star basketball player. He's allowed to almost take phone calls inside classes. He's allowed to skip classes, and the conspiracy builds around the fact that originally that it might be that he did it, and because he feels untouchable, and there's all sorts of things to do with that. I mean, there's so many characters in this. They do it very much like what's the word I'm thinking of? What's the bit where you sit and you talk in front of a camera? Talking heads.
Yeah. Well, it's done.
Delivered like that.
It is done like as you said. It's done like a Making a Murderer type documentary. It's done. It's a spoof, but it's not. It's not just funny. It's clever. It's done. It's more intricate than a lot of crime dramas, and as well. I mean, its focus as well at the first season as well is on the overusage of technology in modern teenagers. I think One thing that I struggle to identify with, and I know you will because you're almost another generation separated from me and Luke, is the generation that's growing up in this era where everything is recorded, everything goes on Facebook or Instagram, and the final speech by Sam was amazing about like putting these images of yourself, having almost this other identity online than you do in your everyday life, and the disparity between the two. But this one, I think, probably appealed more to you because it was actually about who did it rather than proving that someone didn't do it. Because at the end of the first season, they didn't reveal that, they went, this is probably the person who did it, but they didn't reveal it. And I think that possibly spoiled it for you a little bit because I know you like your conclusions.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that annoyed me about season 1 was the fact that the Peter and Sam relationship, it wasn't, they were more involved in the case than this one.
I liked that though, because why didn't you like that?
I don't know. When I prefer this idea that they are filmmakers and...
Well, they were in the first one, but it was at their school, so they had to an extent...
I don't know, having watched, and this only occurred to me having watched series 2, I prefer them being these analysers, stepping away from it a bit and investigating it. I didn't like the fact that they actually got involved, as you say, because it was their school. I preferred this series, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I mean, I think this series...
I preferred the way in which they did it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the style of it is the same, but I think the writing here was more clever. I think the first series was... They didn't know how it would land, and I think because it's been so successful that they've been able to do something a bit more complex with this one. I think the twist in it and the revelation of who the Turd Burglar is and how each crime was carried out and things like that is really well done. I love there's like the little gags. There's a thing about all the basketball players having an easy ride through school where they get to do this zoology exam as like, what is this animal? A, zebra, B, lion, C, and there's the skip day party with the Great American Challenge where they have to like get drunk, eat a big pizza and then do a jigsaw. It's just silly things like that, but everything is really believable, and the writers, the creators behind it, I believe are called Tony Yasenda and Dan Perot. Who we don't know a lot about. Me and Luke were saying this the other day. We don't know a great deal about.
Well, when looking through their history, a lot of the stuff they'd done before was very no-name-ish, and actually a lot of it didn't really get full series. So they did something called College Humour. That only did 5. Suburban Sons only got 4. This is their first, and obviously, this is on Netflix. This is their first real hit.
And I think with the first series, it was definitely a very, very much word of mouth thing. I remember someone saying that they only knew about it because the trailer flashed up at the end of something else they were watching. But this series did have a little bit more build up. There was a trailer that went around, and I think because the news about the first series had spread around, people have watched it in the last year, and I think this was brilliant. I think they did a really good job. I don't know if they can get a third series. I said that though last year, and then they've come back with this. So
I think they can, although this was their senior project, so it would have to be a college-based project.
In the world,
the way in which they do it is that you move it onto college, like a number of American shows do that start in high school, and maybe they can get something different out of that.
Yeah. But yeah,
overall, we absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
I hope Luke has seen it. By the time he gets back, he'll be able to give some thoughts. There's not really much more we can say. Watch it. We don't want to give away too much, but watch it.
Watch it, yeah. And he had watched half the series by the time I spoke to him on Saturday, so he'll have probably finished it by now. So all available to stream on Netflix from now. So do it. And watch, if you haven't seen the first season, watch that. Although if you haven't seen it, it doesn't matter. But I
think you could watch the second series on its own.
Yeah, agreed.
But I think I would still watch both. They're both good in their own way.
And I think it was clever as well to have, because we had, aside from Sam and Peter, I think in the first season you only had Dylan, who was like this sort of sad sack class clown type character. This time they've got both Kevin and DeMarcus, who are these characters from different ends of the sort of social spectrum at high school. but both have their hang-ups, which are revealed throughout the series. And I think you get to like both of them, and they both get sort of their like a character arc really. And I love the Horsehead Collective. I love Fruit Ninja. I loved just all that Hot Janitor.
So many characters that you got out of this that they made the characters memorable, which is very hard to do when they only get a little bit of time.
Yeah.
But the nicknames really helped. Yeah. I love the fact that he did a blog about tea.
Yeah.
I don't know why that hit
and
me.
even the graphics that come up on screen, like again, what you would get in these sort of documentaries with the so and so. It was the shit stain McLean thing where he posted it, he retweeted it on Flashback Thursday. The post got 25 likes, 3 smiley faces, and 24 hearts.
Yeah. And the fact that they had a board with red lines, and he went, "Oh yeah, God, you moved the line."
Yeah.
And all those little things were great, And if you're a fan of those documentaries, you will know exactly when you see it, you'll know exactly what this relates to.